Coming up on this week's episode of Punt It Long, Good Guys FC and Fraud FC, popcorn out, bunnets on, it's amusing news time, the usual Bellend feature, but also a Bellend of the year, and the usual chat about Dunfermline Athletic Football Club. Enjoy. Right, so I mentioned in last week's episode of Punt It Long, I think it was, that I was going to enter a few new people into both Good Guys FC and Fraud FC, and this is the episode where we're going to do that. Since it's a new year, we're going to spice it up a bit and just add a few new names into it, since it's kind of floundered a bit in the last few weeks. I've not really added anyone into it, except from your man Jamie Robson. So, in Good Guys FC, we've got an exit, unfortunately, and then we've got someone replacing him. So, here it goes. Just a reminder of the rules and the guidelines of being in Good Guys FC. You need to be a proper good bloke within football, basically. So, on the first page is going to be the new addition and the person that he replaced. Jermaine Defoe. Jermaine's obviously had multiple good things in football. He was involved with Bradley Lowry when he was obviously alive, obviously rest in peace to him, and it was a very unfortunate story for Bradley, and Jermaine was right behind Bradley, especially when Jermaine was at Sunderland, but he continued that into when he left Sunderland, and he's a top bloke. I think he's been awarded an OBE or an MBE or something like that for his kind of contributions to the community and stuff like that. He's thoroughly deserving of any award that he's gotten, because I just think he's a top bloke, and I've always kind of liked him as a striker. I think he's very clever and he's thoroughly deserving of being in Good Guys FC. So there's your one new member for Good Guys FC going into 2019. And the person who replaced was Mesut Ozil. Unfortunately, I didn't really see much reason to keep Mesut in. It was kind of a knee-jerk reaction after he scored that fantastic goal for Arsenal, and I just thought he really deserved to be in Good Guys FC because he was a fantastic football player. But I think the inclusion of Jermaine Defoe is a better one than the inclusion of Mesut Ozil. So, one departure in Ozil, but a very good replacement in Jermaine Defoe. And now, Fraud FC. Two new entries, and two that I think are very deserving of it. Number 1. Jermaine Pennant. This one climaxed when the guy went on Jeremy Kyle in 2018, and if you're going to be any type of professional footballer, or any type of celebrity really, don't put yourself on that programme. It's not exactly a horrendous programme in my opinion, but it's not exactly the best picture to paint yourself, especially when you're someone of a sort of high calibre. And obviously Jermaine Pennant brought out his own book as well, and look what I've got for you. You might think I'm absolutely crazy doing this. £10.99 on a Jermaine Pennant book, just to sit it in my wee studio. The effort and money that goes into this, unreal. He now takes pride of place next to Peter Crouch and Joey Barton's books. What better company could you have, eh? And the second entry of 2019, for many to come. Adam Johnson. Do I really need to explain this one? I mean, we all know about his kind of history and where he is right now. He's obviously in the jail, but he's going to get out soon, and he wants to come back and play football and be accepted, and I don't really think that that's going to happen. I think that it's going to be a bit of a, what people would call on the kind of modern football stage, a meme, and I think he's going to be a bit of a laughing stock and not really taken seriously. So he's taking pride of place in Fraud FC because I just think he's completely deserving of it. So there is your two new entries into Fraud FC and your one into Good Guys FC. Jermaine Defoe in Good Guys, and Jermaine Pennant and Adam Johnson in Fraud FC. If you've got any other entries that you'd like me to make into Fraud FC or Good Guys FC for the year of 2019, then simply just let me know in the comments, or direct message me through my social medias, which will be linked below and also at the end of this video. It's that time of the week again. Popcorn now, bunnets on. It's time for... So, first up in amusing news is news that Alan Pardew told a 21-year-old Paul Dummett when he was manager of Newcastle that he would never play regularly for Newcastle in the Premier League. Well, here's Paul Dummett getting 100 appearances for Newcastle in the Premier League. And there's a reason why Alan Pardew is also included in Fraud FC. He was actually one of the first members included, so I think it's well backed up. The guy just has no clue. Now, for this one, For all that Paul Pogba's form has improved since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer took over at Manchester United, his celebrations certainly haven't. Someone posted that video and tweeted along with it saying, "Absolute state of this helmet. No wonder Mourinho looked suicidal spending 2 years with him." I mean, the guy isn't really wrong. Imagine spending 2 years with a guy that's dancing like that. Suppose it's a good laugh though, eh? As we all know, it happened at the weekend. The Old Firm, or the Glasgow Derby, basically Rangers versus Celtic, and it finished Rangers 1, Celtic 0. And of course, you've got people like Alan McCoist and Chris Sutton and John Hartson working for BT Sport. And within one of their studios, there was a picture here of Alan McCoist laughing his head off, and a big screen right next to John Hartson and Chris Sutton. And I just thought it was quite a funny wee inclusion. It's been a good while since any Rangers representatives have had to get it over on Celtic, so why not give them the limelight whilst they can? Or am I yet again underestimating a team, and will Rangers do it again this season?
Sadio Mane. I said it last time I was on it, he's the best football player in the world. I don't do if, buts and maybes, I do absolutes.
I do absolutes.
Like, if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle, but she does.
If your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle, but she doesn't, so she isn't. And all he was trying to prove was that Sadio Mane was the best player in the world. Strange argument. And that's it. Popcorn away, bonnets off, and that was... It's that time of the week again where we do the part of the episode called... So, the New Year's honours list caused quite a stir. Last year, Harry Kane got an MBE for services to football. By Christ, he only scored goals against Tunisia and Panama in the World Cup, and he gets a bloody knighthood. Your man with the MBE dived at the weekend as well. What a fantastic citizen. Services to football. And his pal Gareth Southgate got an honour as well. He was only famous for wearing a waistcoat and being less of a waster than the rest of the England gaffers that they've had. For all that they've achieved more than Scotland have on an international stage, I don't think it's enough to get an MBE and an OBE respectively. Sorry lads, not having it. And now, once again, it's that time of the week where we do the part of the episode called... That's right, it's You Bellend of the Year for 2018, the year just passed. For me, it's a close shave between the SPFL, the SFA basically, or Sky Sports. And I think I'm just going to give the edge to Sky Sports here, because I've not covered every single mistake that they make to do with Scottish football, and just general knowledge of it. Of course, there's been ones in the past where they've not been able to tell between the two Dundee sides. They've got the wrong location for games, the wrong goal scorers, the wrong teams, the wrong scores, everything under the sun that you can think of. And for a company that's going to invest so much money into promoting their game, and they'll get the coverage by 2020, at least the summer of 2020, they better up their game, because their coverage so far has been so substandard that it's unreal, and I think you'll all agree with me on that one. BT Sport, I'm honestly so disappointed in you. Look what you've left us with. And as usual here on Punt, I'll go full circling back to my team, Dunfermline. Nothing really of note this week. We've obviously got the home game against Alloa, which I will be doing a video on separately, or at least talking about it a bit. But I wanted to touch on two things that have happened on this day in the last 2 years. In 2017, we got a 2-0 win over Wraith Rovers, and I actually did a vlog on that one on this channel when the channel was called DA Talk. And then 1 year ago today, another video that I did on the channel, I can't remember what the name of the channel was at that point, it was before I started doing videos regularly, but I did a video on the Falkirk derby as well, where we also won 2-0. So we've had a pretty good record on this day in the last 2 years. So let's see if we can keep it going and go into this weekend and get another favourable result for the first result of a new year. Fingers crossed. A hint for Friday's video though, I'm not underestimating Alloa. And that's it for this episode guys, cheers for watching. If you did enjoy, please give it a like, comment down below anything you thought about anything I've said, or any of the Good Guys FC and Fraud FC members. Have you got any new additions that I could make? And also subscribe for more of this type of content. We've hit 750 subscribers, get in there. But aye, until the next video, which will be the giveaway winner tomorrow. Remember that giveaway I did a few weeks ago? Well, I've now got the winner for it and that'll be coming tomorrow. So, look forward to that. But until that video, I'll see you then. Cheers, guys.